Now, US President Donald Trump, after holding a bilateral meeting with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, told reporters at the G7 meeting that he had a very good conversation, adding that the two countries are working on trade deals. Trump called Modi a tough negotiator and praised the Indian Prime Minister repeatedly. Now, Prime Minister Modi told US President Donald Trump that the safety and security of lakhs of Indian seafarers is of paramount importance to India, highlighting New Delhi's concerns over the recent attacks on vessels in the Gulf that were carrying Indian crew members. Several vessels carrying Indian crew members have come under attack in Gulf waters in recent weeks as the US enforced its blockade on the Strait of Hormuz and Iranian ports. Now, in one such attack, 3 Indian sailors were killed in an US strike.
एक्सेलेंसी, आप जानते हैं कि मैरीटाइम ट्रेड की दुनिया में भारत के लाखों सीफेरर्स आज दुनिया के अलग अलग समुद्र में अपनी सेवाएं दे रहे हैं, विश्व की प्रगति में बहुत बड़ा योगदान दे रहे हैं और मैं समझता हूं कि उनकी सुरक्षा भी उतना ही महत्वपूर्ण है। एक्सेलेंसी, समझौते के लिए शांति के प्रयासों में आपने भरपूर प्रयास किया है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि समझौते में सीफेरर की सुरक्षा भी सुनिश्चित होगी और उसको प्राथमिकता मिलेगी।
It's a rough profession, there's no question about it, and we work together on it. This has been happening throughout time, but we work together on it. Yeah, certainly. We love all of those people. They're great people.
The Indian Prime Minister praised the American president for his efforts to bring peace in West Asia. Prime Minister Modi also stressed upon the opening of Hormuz.
एक्सेलेंसी, आप और हम सभी इस बात से सहमत हैं कि हॉर्मुज का खुला रहना एक वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए बहुत ही अनिवार्य है। एक्सेलेंसी, हम हमेशा कहते रहे हैं कि फ्रीडम ऑफ नेविगेशन सुनिश्चित होना चाहिए और इस पर हम सब ने मिलकर के बल देना चाहिए।
Trump also offered a strong public endorsement of India, saying the United States would come to the country's aid if it were attacked while Prime Minister Narendra Modi remained in office.
I think it's a great relationship. I can tell you this, without having a contract, we don't have a contract, you'd have to write contract, but if they were attacked, we would be there to help them. How is that? Is that a good statement? Okay, come here, man. If anybody attacks that man, we're going to be there.
Well, during his interaction with reporters, WION Sybil asked President Trump when he would visit India.
When will you go to India and how do you see Quad as well? This is a grouping that was started under your first term and this is a grouping that all the 4 countries are looking forward to.
Well, we had a great visit last time in India. We opened up that new stadium and I think there were 300,000-400,000 people. It seated like about 150,000 and there were 250,000 outside and there were 100,000 on the grass. That was, I don't know if that record's ever been broken, but I had a great time in India.
Again, answering WION's question on energy deals between India and the United States, President Trump said India can do anything with the country.
Energy cooperation, India is diversifying, buying more energy from across the world, including United States. I'm Siddharth from WION. How do you see India buying energy from you?
India can do anything they want with us. We have the best relationship. We cannot be closer than we are. Would you say that, sir? I don't think we can be any closer. Both him and I and our nations, but it really starts with the two of us. We cannot be closer.
Well, there may have been frostiness in ties between India and the US, but the camaraderie between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump was on display during their bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the G7 summit. This was the first face-to-face meeting between the two leaders after 16 months. Remember, Trump had labeled India a hellhole and a dead economy. The US had imposed stiff tariffs on India, but the meeting turned into a praising session for Prime Minister Modi, with Trump describing him as a tough trader who loves Indian people, a beautiful person, and also as nice as an angel. WION Siddhant Sibal is on the ground covering Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the G7 summit in Evian, France, and was present at the high-profile Prime Minister Modi-Trump press interaction. Here's a report from Siddhant where he is breaking down the key takeaways and the biggest highlights from the summit.
A key bilateral meeting between the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Donald Trump coming after a gap of 16 months. But both sides clearly eager to send a message that they are committed to the relationship. In the opening remarks and the question answers, everything was raised with the Indian side emphasizing on safety and security of the Indian seafarers, while the American side emphasizing on the trading ties. In fact, the US President praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tough negotiator skills, and the Indian Prime Minister also lauded President Trump's role when it comes to the West Asia peace process. Today's meeting will go a long way in terms of giving a firmness to India-US relationship, which have seen in the past summit events. Siddhant Sibal for WION in Evian.